The ocean above is calm tonight. Far overhead, the surface shifts and shimmers, touched by moonlight and distant winds. But down here, in the soft blue depths of the Pacific Ocean, the world is slow and quiet, wrapped in layers of water and silence. In the year 2174, the underwater city of Aurelia rests gently on the seafloor. It is not a sharp metallic place, but a smooth and glowing one, shaped like clusters of seashells and pearls. Its domes are translucent and softly lit from within, so that to any passing creature of the deep, the city might look like a field of luminous corals, breathing light into the dark. Inside one of these domes, the evening is just beginning. The city does not follow the sun in the same way surface towns do. Here, light is created and softened, colors are chosen with care, and day and night are gentle transitions rather than sudden changes. Outside, the water is always deep, always blue, always moving in slow, endless currents. In a small living chamber near the outer edge of Aurelia, someone is lying on a wide, curved bed that follows the shape of the wall. Her name is Mira. She is not fully awake and not quite asleep, resting in that comfortable place in between, where the body is heavy but the mind still floats in warm, quiet thoughts. The bed beneath her feels like a soft, supportive wave. Its surface is made of layers that respond to every small movement, holding the body gently, easing tension from muscles, and balancing temperature so that nothing feels too warm or too cool. The material has a slight, pleasant weight to it, like a thick blanket that remembers the curve of every limb. Mira takes a slow breath. The air in her chamber is fresh and faintly cool, filtered by the city's systems and enriched with a subtle hint of sea salt and something green and clean. It smells like a distant memory of walking along a shoreline at dawn long ago on the surface. She opens her eyes, and the ceiling above her glows with a soft, pale cyan light, like the color of shallow water lit by the early morning sun. "Good evening, Mira," a gentle voice says. It is smooth and calm, flowing into the room like a soft current. The voice belongs to Neri, the personal AI that watches over her chamber and helps guide her daily rhythms. Mira blinks slowly, feeling her body sink deeper into the bed for a moment before she moves. "Hi, Neri," she answers, her voice still quiet with sleep. "Is it evening already?" "Yes," Neri replies softly. "Aurelia has entered the blue dusk cycle. Exterior currents are mild. Lumen levels are decreasing in the outer rings. You have no urgent tasks scheduled. This is a good time to rest, to wander, or simply to be." Mira lets the words wash over her like a wave. She takes another deep breath, feeling her chest expand against the gentle resistance of the blanket, then soften as she exhales. She turns onto her side and lets her legs slide slowly over the edge of the bed. The floor is warm beneath her bare feet. The material is smooth with a slight texture, like very fine sand pressed together and polished by the sea. As she stands, the lights in her room adjust, brightening just enough so she can see clearly, but staying soft and dim, kind to sleepy eyes. The walls of her chamber have a gentle curve. On one side, A wide oval window looks out into the open ocean. Right now, it is filled with deep blue, layered with faint streaks of lighter color, where small fish drift by in shimmering schools. Tiny glows flicker in the distance, specks of bioluminescent life pulsing slowly in the water. Mira walks toward the window, the sound of her steps almost non-existent on the cushioned floor. She places her hand against the smooth, cool surface. Through the layered glass and transparent composites, she feels the slightest suggestion of the water beyond. Not pressure exactly, but a cool presence, firm and constant. "Neri," she says quietly, "what are the current conditions outside?" "External depth is 240 meters," Neri answers in a calm tone. "Current speed is gentle and stable. Lumen levels are moderate. A small group of lantern jellies is passing Sector 9. Mira smiles faintly. "Can you route their image to my window?" "Of course," Neri replies. The view shifts subtly. For a moment the blue deepens, then lightens again. Shapes begin to appear, moving slowly across the window. Lantern jellies, small, delicate creatures with long, trailing tendrils, drift in a loose cluster. Their bodies glow softly in shades of teal, lavender, and pale gold. They pulse as they move, their bells gently contracting and relaxing, sending them upward and then letting them drift downward again. Their light is not harsh or bright, but soft and luminous, like floating candles carried on invisible tides. They leave faint trails of brightness behind them, fading slowly into the surrounding water. Mira watches them in silence. The city around her remains quiet. Every system is designed not to intrude, not to jar or surprise, but to support and soothe. In the background, she can hear the faint, distant hum of circulation pumps and air filters, a deep, low sound that never changes abruptly, like a long, steady exhale. "If you like," Neri says softly, "I can add a low rendering of the external water sound." "Yes," Mira whispers. "Very low, please." A moment later, the speakers built into the walls bring in a gentle, almost inaudible noise. It is the sound of water moving past the outer shell of Aurelia, softened and smoothed by filters. To her ears, it is like a slow, endless sigh, rising and falling with each broad shift of the current. It feels less like listening to something outside and more like feeling the sea breathe around the city. Mira takes another deep breath, allowing her own chest to follow that rhythm. Inhale as the soft sound seems to rise. Exhale as it gently falls. Each breath becomes linked to the slow motion of the water beyond the walls. "You might imagine," she thinks, or perhaps addresses the quiet presence of anyone listening with her, "you might feel the cool glass under your fingertips and notice how the blue of the water draws your gaze further and further into the deep. You might feel your shoulders begin to soften, your neck to relax, as if the whole weight of the day is dissolving into the slow, gentle motion of the sea." For a while, she simply stands there, watching the lantern jellies drift past, pulsing with their soft lights. They move on, disappearing into the darker water, replaced by other shapes, small silver fish that dart in neat, quiet groups, casting faint reflections on the window as they pass. After a few minutes, or perhaps longer, time is easy to forget in this gentle state, Mira turns away from the window. Her living chamber is quiet and simple. A curved shelf here, a small seating alcove there, a table that seems to grow organically out of the floor. The walls are pale, with slow patterns of light that resemble waves moving along a sandy bottom. "Mira," Neri says, "your hydration level could benefit from a warm infusion. Shall I prepare your evening drink?" "Yes, that sounds nice," she replies softly. A section of the wall near the seating alcove opens with a smooth, silent motion, revealing a small niche. Inside, a delicate, translucent cup waits, filled with a warm, softly glowing liquid. The color is a gentle blue-green, like shallow ocean water lit from beneath. Mira picks up the cup. It is pleasantly warm in her hands, the surface smooth and slightly soft to the touch, as if made from a cross between glass and seashell. She brings it close to her face and inhales slowly. The scent is calm and clean, a blend of seaweed extracts, calming herbs, and tiny amounts of minerals designed to soothe the body and mind. There is a hint of sweetness and a faint fresh note, like the air just above the water on a cool night. The aroma alone makes her shoulders drop a little more, her jaw unclench, her breath deepen. She takes a small sip. The drink is mild and smooth, warm without being hot, with a silky texture that feels gentle on the tongue and throat. The taste is subtle, a little sweet, a little earthy, with a quiet, salty whisper beneath it, as if the ocean itself has been softened and turned into something safe and nurturing. Cup in hand, Mira moves to the seating alcove beside the window. The cushions there are thick and soft, upholstered in a fabric that feels like a cross between velvet and sea sponge, plush and yielding, but also cool to the touch. She sits down slowly, letting her body sink into the support. The cushions rise slightly at the sides, cradling her hips and back, so she does not need to hold herself up. She takes another sip of her drink, then rests the cup lightly against her chest, feeling the warmth through the fabric of her clothing. Outside, the water seems to grow a little darker, but with more visible points of light. Bioluminescent plankton drift in wide clouds, their tiny glows winking on and off like stars in a slow-moving galaxy. "Neri," Mira says softly, "how is the city tonight?" "All systems are stable," the AI replies. "Structural integrity is nominal. Oxygen levels are steady. External pressure is constant. Bioluminescent fields are slightly higher than average, creating a particularly gentle visual environment. Many residents have entered rest mode or quiet activities." Mira smiles. She likes knowing that the entire city is calm. It makes her feel as though she is part of a larger creature that has chosen to breathe slowly tonight. Every dome, every corridor, every garden and chamber is connected, sharing air, light, and purpose. "If you wish," Neri continues, "I can guide you through a gentle walk along the inner ring, or if you prefer, we can stay here and watch the ocean while your body prepares for sleep." Mira considers. A walk sounds pleasant, but she can already feel the deep heaviness in her muscles, the kind that signals a need for rest. For a moment, she imagines wandering through the long, curved corridors, seeing the soft lights and quiet faces of other residents. Then she imagines simply staying here, feeling the slow waves of relaxation roll through her body. "Let's stay here for a little while," she says at last. "Very well," Neri replies, her voice almost a whisper now. "I will dim interior sounds slightly and maintain a gentle view of bioactivity outside." The room seems to grow even calmer. The humming of the systems fades to a lower, softer tone. The shifting patterns of light on the walls slow, waves moving more lazily, as if the whole chamber is sinking deeper into a peaceful current. Mira lets her eyes half close. She can still see the blue of the ocean and the glimmering lights of tiny creatures beyond the window, but they blur slightly, becoming softer and less defined. Her hand, still holding the warm cup, rests easily against her body, supported by the cushions. "You might imagine," she thinks gently, "that you are sitting here beside me. You might feel the supporting cushion beneath you rising to meet your back, your hips, your legs. You might feel how the sea surrounds this chamber on every side, like a vast protective blanket. The water presses outward, but the walls hold steady. Inside, everything is safe, warm, and still." She finishes the last of her drink. The cup makes a soft, hollow sound as she sets it back into the wall niche. The alcove closes quietly, leaving the chamber uncluttered once more. A comfortable silence follows, filled only with the softened sound of the ocean currents brushing against the city and the faint, faraway echo of a whale's call, long and low, like a night song drifting through the water. The sound arrives gently, wrapped in layers of distance, more a feeling than a clear tone. Mira listens, eyes closed now. The whale's call seems to vibrate inside her chest, slow and deep, settling into the same rhythm as her heartbeat. It rises, then fades, leaving behind a sense of vast space and peace. After some time, Neri speaks again, very softly. "Mira, your body signals suggest it is ready to move toward full rest. Would you like help preparing for sleep?" "Yes," she answers, her voice even quieter than before. "I think I'm ready." She stands up carefully, though her movements are still slow and unhurried. A strip of light along the floor brightens just enough to guide her back toward the bed. The rest of the room remains dim and gentle, with no harsh contrasts, no sharp edges, nothing to pull her mind away from its calm. The bed has adjusted itself while she sat by the window. The surface is now slightly softer, the temperature a little warmer, designed to welcome a tired body. The blanket curves upward at the edges, ready to wrap around her when she lies down. Mira slides under the blanket, feeling it settle over her like a warm, protective wave. The material is light, but has a comforting weight, pressing down just enough to make her body feel anchored and safe. The underside of the blanket is incredibly soft, like very fine fabric that has been smoothed by years of gentle water. She lies on her back, and the bed responds, gently reshaping itself to support her shoulders, spine, and legs. Her head finds the perfect hollow in the pillow, allowing her neck to relax completely. Her arms rest comfortably at her sides, hands already growing still and heavy. "Shall I begin the Ocean Dusk program?" an AI asks. "Yes, please," Mira murmurs. The ceiling above her slowly changes. The pale cyan light deepens into a darker blue, then into something closer to the color of deep water, rich and calm. Soft patterns appear, like shadows of waves passing overhead. They move slowly, crossing the ceiling with no urgency, no sharp lines. The walls respond too, dimming until only the faintest glow remains along their lower edges, like the last light filtering down from the surface far above. The ocean window adjusts its transparency, becoming slightly more diffuse so the shapes outside appear softer and farther away, like a dream rather than a direct view. The sound of the currents grows just a little clearer, still very soft, like the hush of distant wind through leaves. Another low whale call drifts in, slower and quieter this time, as if the singer is far away but still keeping company with the city. "If you wish," the AI says gently, "you can imagine the water all around Aurelia. Imagine layers upon layers of calm ocean stretching above you like a great blue sky turned liquid. Each meter of water around us is a cushion, a shield, a soft embrace. Nothing rushes here. Nothing demands. Everything moves slowly in the rhythm of the sea. Mira's breathing falls into an easy pattern. Each inhalation is smooth and unforced. Each exhalation is long and relaxed, as if her body is letting go of something with every breath, a thought, a tension, a fragment of the day. Her chest rises and falls more slowly now. You might notice, the voice continues, that your own body is following that same rhythm. The ocean moves slowly, and so does your breath. The light dims, and your thoughts dim with it. There is nowhere you need to go, nothing you need to do. The city is safe, the systems are steady, the water holds everything gently in place. Mira's eyes are closed completely now. She no longer needs to look at the ceiling or the window. The images of drifting light and the memory of the lantern jellies are enough, floating quietly in her mind. Her hands are relaxed, fingers slightly curled but loose. The bed senses her level of relaxation and adjusts once more. The mattress becomes a little more enveloping around her sides, making her feel as though she is resting inside a shallow, warm pool that holds her perfectly, keeping her afloat without any effort. The blanket's weight feels even more comforting, like a calm tide pressing lightly down. Neri's voice grows even softer, with more space between each phrase. Outside, small fish are resting near the coral structures we have grown along the city's base. They nestle between glowing branches, breathing slowly. Farther away, larger shapes glide through the dark water, unhurried, at home in the endless blue. The sea tonight is quiet and kind. Mira's thoughts have become loose and dreamlike. Images come and go without staying long. A swirl of glowing plankton, a whale's tail disappearing into dark water, light filtering down from a surface she cannot see from here, like threads of silver silk.
If you like, Neri whispers, you can imagine that you are drifting too, not moving quickly, not swimming, just floating, supported by gentle currents that know exactly how to hold you. There is no effort, no struggle. The water takes your weight and carries it easily. You are as light as a leaf, as soft as a cloud of sand settling on the seafloor. Mira's breathing now is the slow, deep rhythm of someone very close to sleep. Her body is fully relaxed, every muscle surrendered to the bed's support. There is no need to adjust her position. The surface beneath her shifts subtly as needed, keeping her comfortable without waking her. The room is almost completely dark, but not in a way that feels empty or cold. Tiny points of light gleam faintly along the edge where the wall meets the floor, like distant plankton or the echo of stars. The ceiling's wave shadows move more slowly now, almost imperceptible. The city rests with you, Neri says in one last, nearly silent murmur. Pumps turn gently, lights dim in the corridors, voices fade into silence and then into silence. The ocean listens and keeps watch. You are safe here, beneath the waves, in Aurelia's gentle heart. The sound of the whale's song returns one more time, so distant and soft that it could almost be imagined. Its long, slow notes seem to wrap around the city, around the dome, around the bed, like a lullaby carried through water and time. Mira's mind drifts past the edge of wakefulness into the quiet space where dreams begin. There is no sharp border, no sudden drop, only a smooth slide into deeper and deeper rest. Her breath continues steady and soft. Her body remains completely still, supported and held. Outside, the ocean moves in its own vast rhythm, currents flowing, creatures gliding, light flickering and fading. The city of Aurelia glows softly in the dark, like a cluster of underwater stars resting on the sea floor. Inside one of its chambers, a single human sleeps peacefully, wrapped in warmth and quiet, carried through the night by the slow, calm heartbeat of the sea. And as the hours pass, the water continues to whisper gently against the walls, saying the same simple thing over and over in a language of waves and currents. Rest, breathe, sleep.